morning. Thank you. How was the keynote in the morning? It was very awesome. Okay, thank you. So in my session, I will talk about the G Suite. What is the G Suite and how G Suite can help you to be more productive. So that is my session. So before starting the talking about the G Suite, what is the current situation? I think the change is always happening. So for me, 3.5 years ago, I was in Tokyo. I spoke in only Japanese, but now my environment totally changed. I have to speak English every day. So it is very tough work for me because 3 years ago, I never speak English. So like this one, the market is changing. For example, the competitor is always coming into our world, and also the changing technology. So for example, in 2020, I think around 20 billion items are connecting to the internet. So for example, car, medical device, and also even if my daughter's yokai watch that is connecting to the internet. Then the customer's requirement, customer's needs also change. So we have to study everything every day, and also the customer also think to how they can improve their business every day. So that is the market. But if you still keep your traditional working way, what happens? So for example, the 85% employee are disengaged. They are still working individually. So that is not good for the new world. And also the time is lost and with low value repeated tasks. So for example, please imagine in your previous work, if you create a report, you just open, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste for manager A, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, manager B. So like this one, you just do the repeated tasks every day. But if you use the G Suite, you can completely change your world. So that is the G Suite magic. So G Suite has a lot of components. It is not only Gmail, but also the calendar, Drive, Hangout, voice, currents. So many components are included. So for example, how many people are using App Maker? Maybe only a few, because it was launched last year and still developing the more capability. So for example, the App Maker is a developer tool. You can develop your own application, like a workflow, using the G Suite technology. This is the low-code development application. You don't need like the scripting code or programming code. And another one, the crowd search, that is also added 2 years ago. And we are still improving to support not only G Suite component, but also your third-party component, like a file server, SharePoint, Salesforce. So maybe you have a lot of data. Now you can search your data using crowd search. That is another component. So like this one, the G Suite has a lot of components at this moment. So these are our customers. Of course, the G Suite is suitable for the innovative customer, innovative startup, and a very new company. But not only new company, but also our traditional company also using the G Suite. So for example, last year we announced Airbus, Verizon, and also my hometown company, the fast retailing, that is the Uniqlo. They deployed the G Suite with more than 100,000 employees. So that is the market condition. And how you can use the G Suite? What is the pillar? What is the advantage for G Suite? The first one is very simple. You can make it fast. You can do faster than previous working style. And also Google is very good at the artificial intelligence, like machine learning, AI. we already added a lot of capability into the lot of capability of the machine learning into G Suite, so that you can make it smart. That is another advantage. And also the last one, make it together. Of course, you can work together. You are not alone. You can work collaboratively with your colleagues or your partner, business partners. The first one, make it fast. How you can make it fast? We provide a lot of functions. So for example, teamwork in parallel to move faster than ever before, of course, and the seamless integration with the others. And also the Google AI remove friction from getting things done. So today, I show a lot of demonstration. How you can use the G Suite from now on. So can you change my screen? Yes. What this? I think that everyone knows. So this is a Gmail UI. And a few months ago, we changed the Gmail UI dramatically because we added a lot of capability, including an offline feature and also some integration feature. So for example, integration part. If you click the calendar icon, you can see your calendar on the Gmail UI. And also, if you want to see your colleague's calendar, just select the calendar and Jar, Joyce, Lynn, and also the Arisa. Then, in my sidebar, I can see not only my calendar, but also the other colleagues' calendar in the single view. This is a very small part, but this is a very convenient way because you can integrate not only Google's component, but also the other component like a Box or like a Salesforce, like a Concur, so you can integrate. So that is one part, how integrate with others. And the other one, so for example, I am a not native speaker. So sometimes I am very struggling to write an English email. So for example, I select my recipient name. And also, I show some example. If I type hi, just hi, then the Gmail suggests the next word, like this one. Hi, Yoshiki. And hope you are well. Or this mail finds you well. I don't need to write everything. I just type the some few keywords. Then the Gmail suggests what is the next, what is the next, what is the next. Then, so for example, 3 years ago, I didn't know. Hope this email find you well. This sentence I completely didn't know. But now I can learn from G Suite. Okay, and also another one, another problem for non-English speaker is, for example, sorry, for example, email subject. So when I write this email, what is the suitable subject of this email? Then I can ask to Gmail. Just to select the subject line, then Gmail suggests, thank you for meeting with me. So this should be the good other subject. I tried another one. This one. This one also I just click. Then digital marketing position. Maybe that this should be the suitable for this email subject. So like this one, the AI, the machine learning can help you to be more productive. That is the one part, how make it fast on your business. Okay, back to the slide. Hello? Okay. The second one, how make it smart. So this is completely the AI part. We already have a lot of built-in AI function into the G Suite component, like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and Gmail, Calendar. So every component has a AI capability. And also, if you want to find some exact files or insight from your organization, you can use the Google Cloud Search. The Google Cloud Search help you to find your required information. And also the security part. This is another layer. But if you are admin and if you want to protect your organization data for the data leakage, then the Google AI help you. I show some examples. Can you go back to my demo? Okay. So for example, I going back to my demo environment. So did you notice that if you upload your Excel data, Word data, or PowerPoint data into Google Drive, you can natively open those files and you can edit with your colleagues. Did you know? This is a new feature. You just upload. Then you don't need to install the Microsoft Office. You can edit using the Google document. And also the good thing. So this is, for example, the HR data. The HR people hired some people last year. Who was hired, who was not hired. So from this data, you can understand. So if you click the Explorer menu, then Google's machine learning provide some suggestion, like a pivot table, and some chart, and so on. And also, this is your personal assistant. So, for example, who were hired in 2018, last year? Then, the Google machine learning can answer your question. And also, the C more formula. My question becomes this formula automatically. Every time, of course, my question is changed. Then the formula is also changed. And also another example, which position which positions were hired last year? The chief marketing officer, chief operations officer, chief technology officer. Okay. So I will ask, who was hired as chief technology officer? Oh, it's me. So like this one, you can ask with your own language. So this is the natural language API's capability, and also the Google's analytics capability in the Google Sheet. Okay, and also another one. If you are admin, maybe you are concerned with security. So for example, this document. This document includes some sensitive information. My name is Yoshiki Sato. This is maybe not sensitive, but my age, 20 years old, this is a very sensitive information. And also some national ID. In Singapore, the first character is the alphabet, and the next character is the 6th digit, and the last one is the alphabet. So this is the national ID. So if the contents include some sensitive content, I try to share this file with external. But DLP, data loss prevention function, can detect that this content includes some sensitive information. So I cannot share this file with external. This is automatically happen. So I'm very smart guy. I try to use the PNG file. Picture file should be shared. I try to share this file with my Gmail account. But of course, this is also detected by our OCR function. The OCR means from the image file, the machine learning can detect some character. Then this image file includes the sensitive information. Then it was blocked. Okay, last one. Who is this? Okay, it's me. So I write some information with my handwriting. I try to share with external. But of course, our machine learning is very smart. They can detect, even if that is a handwriting. Okay, going back to the slide. So like this one, make it smart means you can automatically use our machine learning capability with G Suite. And the last one, make it together. Make it together is a very convenient way. You can work with your colleagues very simply. I showed one quick demonstration, but please join my demonstration from this URL. Using your smartphone, you're using your laptop, just scan the QR code or type the short link, short URL. Then you can open the Google Forms. And the Google Forms includes your name or nickname, and the satisfaction, and also the comment. So please write some comment in your own language. The Mandarin, Malay, English, Japanese, Korean, everything okay. The text comment is most important for this demo. So now I already got 19 responses, 25 now, 33, 37, 40. So many people already responded to my forms. 45, 53. I will wait 10 seconds. Okay, now 58, 67. 69. Okay, can you go to my demo UI? So now I got 79 responses from yours. And the Google Forms is automatically gather your response. So like this one. And also the spreadsheet already automatically collect your response. So you can use this spreadsheet as your source data. And also, if you develop your custom function using the natural language API, I can analyze automatically. So for example, the green means positive, and the yellow means neutral. And if someone put a negative comment, yes, it was red. So like this one, not only G Suite component, but also GCP component helps you to be more productive. That is the G Suite. Okay, back to my slide. Okay, so my session is the end. So today the very good, and this is a very good opportunity. I'm very excited to invite him, Johnny Wong from NTUC Enterprise. They share their experience with G Suite. Thank you, Johnny.
So my name is Johnny Wong. I'm the Chief Digital and Technology Officer at NTUC Enterprise. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about the early journey that we're on with Google and the Google Suite platform. Yeah. So a little bit about ourselves first. NTUC Enterprise, show of hands. Who of you know about NTUC Enterprise? A little bit, okay. So here in Singapore, we are one of the largest conglomerates composed of 10 social enterprises that encompass a number of industries ranging from supermarkets to insurance to to healthcare, to food care, to food restaurants, etc., etc. Yeah, so you can see all the various companies that compose the group of social enterprises that is NTUC. And we are for profit, but we certainly have a social mission, which is to serve the Singapore society. Yeah. Now, one thing that is interesting about us is that we really touch the lives of the Singaporean citizen, the person that lives here in Singapore, every day. Yeah. So, whether it's through groceries, whether it's by visiting a healthcare facility, or whether it's by filling insurance or going to eat at a hawker center, we are effectively touching about 1/3 of Singapore every day. 1/3 of Singapore every day. Yeah. Now, and you know, the Singaporeans here can know better that NTUC has been around for a long, long time. Now, what is the journey that we're on? You know, even beyond the Google Suite platform, the Google Suite journey that we're on. Effectively, for most of the life of NTUC Group of Social Enterprises, we have been doing very well. And part of this is because Singapore itself has been doing very well. Yeah, for the last 30 years, every time we open our eyes and see how our revenues have been doing, how our products have been doing, it's just been a very rosy story going up. But something happened 3-4 years ago, which is that for the first time in our history, a little bit of our revenues started to dip. Yeah, and when we looked into this, we saw that it was due to to new players that were coming into the market to do things that were more customer-centric, much more mobile, much more digital, much more technology-based. Yeah, and then the group had a council. We decided, and then decided to really enter into a digital transformation journey. Yeah, so we don't want to be. We saw the potential danger of us being on the left-hand side, you know, the ones that got disrupted because we have been around for so long. And when we looked at all the industries where we play, we also saw that the number of industries where we play are really in the vortex of disruption, namely retail, namely financial services, and even a little bit of healthcare. So very much. So if we want to continue our mission to do well by Singapore, we need to ensure that our business platform stays rock solid so that we can continue to do well, so that we can continue to do good. Yeah. So, therefore, about 3 years ago, the group of social enterprises, NTUC Enterprise, decided to set up this thing called NE Digital, yeah, which is effectively organization that is dedicated to ensure the digital transformation for the group of social enterprises. And these are some of the capabilities that we started to build over time. We have built digital strategy, we have built core product development, things around data science, data engineering, cybersecurity. We really stepped up. Significant investments, hire a lot of people, get the best that we can get. And we can get a lot of very, very good talent. Yeah, designers stepped up the way that we work internally. Yeah, and in fact, this session is a little bit about the way that we work internally. Now, how does G Suite come into play here? Well, one of the things that we want to ensure is that while towards the end consumer, we're also really accompanying their journey and solving the needs of the end consumer. One of the ways that we do that also is by strengthening the core, strengthening the way that the organization works, the organization communicates, the organization collaborates. Yeah, and strengthening, make sure that our processes are rock solid, our processes are very good. And that's why we started to evaluate and then eventually make the decision to go into G Suite. And I hope you can appreciate this decision. Because for an organization of about 14,000, 15,000 employees, which is the group of social enterprises, right, that all their lives had been using Microsoft ever since they were born, they grew up, right, to make a switch from using that to using G Suite, a significant resistance. But there was conviction in the management team. Yeah, and why there was conviction, not only because we have a very good, strong partnership with the Google team, but also we were able to make the business case around these key areas that I'll highlight a little bit. The first one is on enhanced security. The second is on wider Google services, and certainly also to the point that Yoshiki shared earlier on better collaboration within the organization. Yeah. On enhanced security, we looked at a number, and you can see here in the slides a number of the things that we felt really resonated with the way that we do that. I don't have to tell you the recent security events that have happened here in Singapore with Sing Health getting hacked, and it looks like almost every month or every other week there is some data breach incident. So us containing the information of Singaporeans, the information that is related to health records, information that is related to purchases, we're very concerned. Yeah, and so a lot of these things, in order to prevent malware, prevent infections, hackers coming in, and then all the other security-related functionality that G Suite provides are things that when I looked at this, I said, okay, this is really good. And in fact, ever since we put G Suite in place, although we still, for the part of the organization where we don't have G Suite, and we're still early in the journey, for the part of the organization where we don't have G Suite, the hacking attempts or the infiltration attempts have been, let's say, semi-successful in the areas where G Suite was not implemented. Yeah. So with the folks that were still using Microsoft, you know, they were actually, the hackers were able to get in, you know, through phishing, social engineering. But with the G Suite users, effectively the spam prevention, the malware prevention tool stopped that email. That email didn't even appear in the inboxes of the users. So this added a lot more credence to our journey in terms of the security. And we believe that this is a very core, perhaps not discussed so much, key fundamental thing why we went with G Suite. The second one is also the other wider Google services. Yeah, besides the email, besides the Excel that Yoshiki mentioned, and he did talk about App Maker, we have a number of services that we're making use of. Things like groups, where we allow the organization to create their own mailing lists. Like I manage my own mailing list for the people that report into me in different parts of the organization, and I can change and have control over that mailing list as opposed to having to depend on some staff on the IT team. I do this myself. I add my own teams, I create my own groups, and I can share information within those groups. We also use Classroom for learning, for training of our staff. Whenever they want to go through some training session, we start leveraging these tools. And App Maker effectively to be able to do these repetitive tasks, these workflows that perhaps it doesn't make so much sense to engage an external outsourcer to do the coding and development when it's simple enough, when it is a one-off or a very specific case, we can do this ourselves. And by ourselves, I don't mean a team of developers, but even some of the operations folks that can learn to do a little bit of development, yeah, using the App Maker. So a lot of things. Then certainly on the side of collaboration, Yoshiki showed the doc that everyone can share and collaborate. This certainly has been a godsend to us. The group of social enterprises is very diverse. We are in many different locations. We are many different teams. Yeah, and the ability to collaborate has been fundamental. Here I have some picture within FairPrice of this big initiative, cross-functional initiative that we did to do what we call fulfillment from store. Yeah, so those of you who shop at FairPrice, you know that basically there is a FairPrice store within 3 kilometers of every single household here in Singapore. Yeah, and so one of the things for us to provide online groceries so that it is same day, so that it is within 2 hours, so that it is basically the same groceries that you would get if you are in the supermarket, which is fresh, which is vegetables, the meat, things like that. Yeah, we launched this initiative called Fulfillment from Store, so that instead of having your groceries delivered from a central warehouse, we are actually delivering those groceries from the FairPrice near you. Now, as you can imagine, this really requires the collaboration of many, many different groups. Yeah, so on the top left is the online team. Yeah, the online team, managing the website, managing also the operations that are handling the packing. On the right-hand side is channels, what we call is this more the brick and mortar organization. Very different organization. Then of course the IT team on the lower left, HR and finance, and then even logistics, the last mile delivery on the lower right-hand side. Very different parts of the organization. Typically, without a collaboration tool, it would be very hard to work together. It would take a lot of effort. Now, with G Suite, we're able to share documents. We control access. These documents are updated live. We're always looking at the latest version, and then therefore, the way that we collaborate is much, much, much better. Yeah. So we're still early in our G Suite transformation. As I said, now this is maybe like the 5th month that we are doing this, and then in this 5th month, we have already onboarded 2 out of the 10 social enterprises, and we're looking to onboard more social enterprises. Yeah, but I feel from looking already at the results that we have really good conviction, already good results to continue on this journey. Obviously, with also the collaboration, the strong partnership that we have with the Google team. Yeah. So if there's any questions about the digital transformation journey, what we're doing, or our use of the G Suite, feel free to come to me, and then I can help answer questions once I'm off the stage. So thank you.